Hello, everyone! The second part of episode 77 had been finally released a few days ago. And although we didn't see G-Man and the Titans yet, it still had lots of new information for us. And I already got enough material to talk for 17 minutes about in my analysis of it when this episode just came out, but somehow there are still some funny details that I found when I rewatched this episode a couple of times. Plus, I dug into your comments as well that you guys wrote under my analysis video, and I found some other cool info to talk about too. And I'll never stop saying that my subscribers are the smartest people on Earth for real. And by the way, if you aren't subscribed to my channel yet, then I hope you'll change this satiation pretty quickly. And also give this video a like because I'm making lots of Skibidi content to entertain you guys. So today I'm going to discuss all the secrets of the second part of episode 77 that I didn't cover in my previous video, but I also decided to make this video more lighthearted and entertaining so that we could rest a little bit from all the heavy analyzing I did the last time. Now get your tea and snacks ready and prepare to watch this video to the end because I saved the juiciest part for later. And let's go! And the first thing that I'd like to talk about is what actually was this weird detail in Jim Bro Mutant's appearance that caught me off guard the last time. So in my actual analysis, I was pretty flabbergasted at the, rather funny-looking cut of his clothes, if you know what I mean, of course. And I also didn't really get this huge part on his back, so yeah, certain questions were asked by me. But thankfully, just as I mentioned before, my subscribers are the smartest people on Earth, so they gave me an explanation pretty quickly. So it turned out that the shovel-like part on his back is no shovel at all, obviously, but in fact it is a part of Jim Bro's toilet. And the user called Hanhanyo also wrote to me. Because the first time you see a mutant in the series, he has that flushing part on top of his back, and his toilet material is metal so it looks like a shovel. Okay, and speaking of the weird pipe-like detail on top of his toilet, the user Purpley Purple wrote, "I'm sorry bro, that's the thing on top of urinals. Buzzsaw had it at some point, but then it got removed one time. Thanks a lot, brother. Because believe it or not, guys, but when you're in the hurry of making a really huge analysis within the shortest time possible, your brain can really misinterpret the easiest things out there, which is really funny to me. Plus, it was a really good opportunity for me to bait you into some sassy jokes, you know. And by the way, if you think that Jim Bro Mutant is safe from my jokes from now on, you are really mistaken. So keep watching this video not to miss the most hilarious part. Okay, and now it's time to move to another detail I missed, and it's actually simple but crazy at the same time. Do you remember DJ Toilet and how he looked in the earliest episodes of the series? And well, I mean that he was beardless as an innocent baby, and I thought that Boom was about to keep it this way forever. But the things really changed to the second part of episode 77, because guess what I saw when I was rewatching this episode? The brother actually got mustaches for himself, and you can see it in this frame when he was smiling. So it seems to me that some really long time passed since the last moment DJ Toilet asked someone to use a razor on him, because in the apocalypse world there's not much time for such trivial things. Or well, maybe Boom just decided to give him mustaches, so the brother finally looked intimidating enough and looked like he was hitting the gym too together with Jim Bro Mutant. Okay, this is getting ridiculous now, so let's move on to the next secret. So do you remember the iconic huge chainsaw sword that the red-shirted big cameraman used in order to decapitate this Astro Toilet? And I've immediately noticed that it was a reference to Warhammer 4000 Universe where the similar weapon was present. Well, one of my subscribers also noticed that it could be a reference to another game called Ultra Kill, where Swords Machine used the similar weapon. And I don't actually know, bro, because I looked it up and it didn't look that similar to me. But what you wrote next hit closer to home, which was that the minigun behind the red-shirted big cameraman looks like a combination of nail gun from Ultra Kill game and chain gun mobile turret mode from the Doom game series. And it seems to me like it's true enough. So thank you for your remark, bro. Okay, and now it's time to move to much sassier secrets of the most recent episode. So do you remember how I said that Jim Bro Mutant isn't safe from my jokes about him at all? Well, guess what? My subscribers actually share my opinion on it. And it's not only connected to this guy's toilet. For example, this user wrote in the comments to my analysis, "The buff mutant is actually in the big speakerman's body, which is crazy." And that got my attention pretty quick. I mean, doesn't this mean that all the bodies the big speakermen are based on are buffed just like that? And it also means that something very interesting can be hidden under the suits of all these big cameramen and speakermen you know. And does it mean that the bodies of the regular cameramen and speakermen were also crafted with the gym subscription too? And man, If this is true, then it's no wonder that camerawoman looked so lit in the scene she appeared. Okay, so I'm not saying anything inappropriate here, guys, but I wonder if we'll get a desert episode one day when the whole Alliance would decide that it's too hot out there and the suits of all its agents would be taken off. And I wonder what new Chads we could have seen in an episode like this. But there is even more to talk about, guys, because I found another Riz comment regarding Jim Bro Mutant, which said, "I think the Jim Bro said damn because of the cat cameraman, dude. And yeah, that's what I'm calling him." And then the other user wrote, "No one is going to talk about the cameraman with the cat ears." Well, okay, because I'm going to talk about it right now, fellas. First of all, yes, the cat ear cameraman was definitely something, and I already paid my attention to him while I was analyzing the episode. But what I didn't pay attention to is who Jim Bro was actually looking at when he said his iconic damn. And now when I rewatch this scene, it actually looks like he could be also glaring at the cameraman with cat ears, which is definitely something. Is Jim Bro rizzed himself up so much that he's clinging to cat cameramen now? This is really ambiguous, guys, although I still want to believe in the romantic ties between this naked guy and camera woman, because he was hitting on her after all back in episode 73, so it would make much more sense. Okay, and now let's move on to the other tiny details of the episodes that I could have missed somehow in my actual analysis. So first of all, some of you guys wrote to me that "Let's go" line by Jim Bro Mutant could be a reference to "Let's freaking go" line by Wolverine. But to tell you honestly, this line is pretty generic as a whole, and it could also be a reference to the intro of all my videos if you'll think about it. And then another user wrote to me that the final words by Camerawoman could also be a reference to the Transformers movie franchise. Kathy's lines at the end were, "As one, until the end." And it reminds me a lot of the Transformers saying, "Until all are one." Since we know that Boom is a huge fan of that franchise, I assume that he was inspired by it in choosing Kathy's words. And once again, I'm not entirely sure that it is truly a direct reference to those movies, but I still really liked your line of thinking, brother. Because Boom is indeed a fan of Transformers, and after all, Michael Bay himself is rumored to direct a movie about Skibidi toilets, so everything can be possible here. And speaking of Camerawoman, do you guys remember the scar near her mouth when the POV imagines her real human face instead of the head camera? So when I was rewatching the latest episodes of Skibidi Toilet and got to episode 75, I noticed that the female mutant also had a scar near her mouth. You can compare these two images by yourself. So is it just a coincidence because Boom used two similarly looking models for his series? Or is there something more fishy which is going on? Honestly, I'm not sure if this detail can hint us to anything, but I was still pretty much amused when I discovered it. And the last thing I want to talk about in this video is the crazy transformation all the cameramen went through by the latest episodes of the series. So now even one regular cameraman is equipped with some insanely powerful gear, and I believe that one Astro Toilet can be easily defeated by just one cameraman if he'll be playing it smart enough. And speaking of big cameramen, their power is immense as well, and now the Alliance doesn't necessarily have to put Titans into the battles to have a chance for a win. And I also hope to see more scenes, including the red-shirted big cameraman, because he is a Chad for real. And who knows where he can grow eventually with all these upgrades that he keeps receiving. And that was all for today. I really hope you enjoyed today's video. And if you did, hit the like button below and also be sure to write a comment below. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube and Discord channels, not to miss my new interesting videos. And that was me, ISOTOILET. See ya!